So hello friends, good evening or good morning if you are seeing in the video in morning. Today we are coming up with another video on functions in Java. What are functions in Java? You may have heard this term. Okay, don't get confused with the name member methods. Member methods. Okay, this is the same as functions. Okay, just another name of functions. Both are same, exactly the same. Okay. So member methods you can also call it, or functions, whatever you like. Okay, so functions in Java. So first let me give a introduction to functions. What are functions? And in the previous few programs we have used functions as well. Okay, the concept is not very difficult actually. For example, you are having a particular uh, for example, there is a, maybe there is a series. For example there is a series that a plus b divided by again a plus b, like this kind of a series may be there, for example. Okay, or rather this is not a good example. Let's take another example, or rather let's take a real life example. For example, in a company is there. Okay, there many tasks are performed. For example, for making a building. Okay, someone is making the that bricks are made somewhere else. Okay, bricks are made somewhere else. Those bricks are brought by the company, or taken up by the company. Cements and all those raw materials required, that company brings that raw materials from other sites, other companies, and other dealers and all those. Okay, they don't make those raw materials by themselves. What's the point of doing that? No point. Okay, for example, if I am making this video. Okay, if I need to edit this video, so will I be sitting and editing this video? No, because I am not an editor. I will give this to a video editor who can do it professionally. He will edit this video. Okay, so that is the specific task done by him or her, whatever. Okay, a specific task. For example, if in a program there are multiple times you need to add two numbers, so every time you will be adding. Addition is a very small operation, that's why you are not maybe understanding. For example, factorial. So every time if I need to find a factorial of a number, for example, a plus b factorial, okay, plus a plus c factorial, or like this, if I need to find something continuously, for example. So every time this factorial is getting repeated. So factorial means what? Factorial means 5 factorial means 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So like this, every time we need to do this factorial. I hope you are getting it. That every time a specific task is being performed, so every time I will be doing that specific task inside that main program. No, I will already make a snippet, or a small. You can imagine function as a small program, a small part of a big program. This will perform a specific task. Specific, a specific task it will perform. For example, it will check whether this number is a prime number or not. Okay, a number passed to this function, it will check that whether that number is a prime number or not, or whether that number is a even number or not. Okay, those type of things that function will check. Either it will check, or it will return the factorial of a number. These kind of things it will do. For example, if I need many prime numbers, okay, every time I need to check whether this is a prime number or not. 100 times maybe I need to check. So it is very difficult to write that same code 100 times. It will become very lengthy. So that's why functions are used. Function is a small code you can write, a small piece of code which does a specific task, which will be repeated after multiple times. It will be repeated multiple times, n number of times, n into n. Okay, n number of times, maybe for example 10 times it will be repeated in the program. Okay, in a big program is there, for example, and 10 times it is repeated. Okay, a big program is there, and 10 times or 100 times the same program is written inside small program. So it's not justified that I will be writing this same small program 100 times. It will be very lengthy and very difficult to understand and very difficult to debug also. Okay, so it is better if I write that code beforehand and then just call this code whenever it is required. Just bring this code whenever it is required. Okay, that will be time saving also, and efficient also. Okay, so hope you got to understand about functions. Okay, few programs we did on functions. Using functions we have used. I hope today you got to know about functions, and the concept about functions is clear. Okay, so now what is function signature? What is function signature? Okay, I think while learning about Java, introduction to Java, you have learned about polymorphism. Rather, I will explain it again. Polymorphism. Okay, polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Same function, a function, this kind of function is, for example, this function 1 is there, and the function name is same. For example, the name of the function is same. For example, area. Example of a function, maybe I can give you that area. So area can also be for a square, for a rectangle, for a triangle, as well as for a circle, and many other shapes are there. So for each of them, area is different, parameters will be different. For square, you just need one side. Okay, one side you need. For rectangle, you need the length and the breadth. For this, you need the height and base. For triangle, and for this, you need the radius. For circle, you need the radius. So the parameters are different. You can see. Okay, so what is function signature? This function signature, or rather I can relate it to the real life, that for example your signature, if I sign here swastik, if I sign, okay, so my signature, and if your name is also swastik, it will be different. Signature will be different. Name is same. My name and your name may be same, but our signatures will differ. Our handwriting, because our handwriting is different, so our signature will differ. So in the same way, function also differs. Maybe the name is same, exactly the same, but still it differs. How it differs? For example, area. Few parameters you will take inside this function. Okay. So the parameters, whatever inputs you will take inside this brackets, for example, int a, comma, int b, these are all taken as input in this area function. Okay. So the data type of the variables, the order of the variables defines the signature. If area is same and only, for example, this is a function area, inside that area function I have taken input int a, comma, int b. Another area function if I write and I take input only int a, same function I write the same way. Okay, same way I write another function which looks the same, but I just delete another parent, this b parameter. So this function will get totally changed because the signature has changed. This defines the signature of a function. Okay, this defines the signature of a function. Even the order, they were int only. So let's take another example. For example, double r I have taken, for example, and then I have taken int a. This one is different than if first time I have taken int a and then double r. The order also differs. If the order differs, then the function becomes a different function. Okay, maybe the name may be the same, but the parameters, I am talking about only the parameters inside the arguments. What are the inputs taken to the function? Okay, even the return type of the function also differs. If it differs, then the function will totally get changed. Okay, if the return type, maybe it is returning int data type and another function is returning cat data type character. Okay, So the function gets totally changed if the signature gets changed. Okay, signature, I already told you with the example that maybe the name may be same, but our signature will still differ because of our handwriting. So here also the function name may be the same, but due to the parameters, the order of the parameters, and the return type of the return type of the function, based upon these parameters, these criteria, the function may be totally different. Maybe the name may be the same, though the name may be the same, but the function will be different. Okay, so like this way, same function can be used for multiple purposes. Purpose is different, name is same. Okay, that is polymorphism. Polymorphism is a technique, and with function signature we can apply this polymorphism technique in Java. Okay, so hope you got this basic idea about functions in Java and function signature. Now let's get into this. Okay, here is a function, a small code snippet, or how to write a function is written. Okay, first you need to write, I already explained in the previous video about access specifiers. So first we need to write, before writing a function, while writing a function, first we will write the access specifiers, not fires, because only one access specifier you will write, either public or private or protected, whatever. Access specifier first you need to mention. Okay, if you do not mention any access specifier, it will be considered default, that I have explained in the previous video. Okay, first is our access specifiers, then is the return type, then is the return type, what value it will, means what is the data type of the value that it will be returning. Now here it will return a value of integer value, it will return. This int shows that an integer value it will return. This integer value it will return. Okay, now then comes the function name, which is some function name. Any name you can give, that doesn't matter, but you need to follow the conventions, or rather rules you need to follow. There shouldn't be any gap or any number present. Okay, so this is the name, any name you can give, doesn't matter. Okay, then you need to write first bracket open, first bracket close. Inside those first brackets, if you are taking any inputs, any parameters you need to calculate for calculations inside, then those parameters you need to write. Okay, int a and int b I require, that's why I wrote int a, int b. If you do not require any parameters inside, then don't write, just write first bracket open and close. Okay, done. Now inside that, body is there, any body, whatever the code is been written, and then at last return statement is written. Now here it will keep in your mind that as soon as return statement ends function, as soon as the return statement is hit, as soon as it comes to the return statement and it gets executed, this return statement just exits the function. It is written at the last of the function, at the end, very end of the function. Okay, it is written at the very end of the function, and it just ends the function. After return statement, if you write any statement, it will show an error, because that statement will not be executed after return statement. As soon as the return statement is executed, the function is exited. Okay. So there is a sample function code. Okay, now let's analyze this. I already told you how to write a function. Okay, this is a very small function actually, to give you an example, but inside it you can write big codes also, doesn't matter, or whatever the calculation is. First the access specifier, this is the access specifier. Okay, public, it is public. Okay, then the return data type of the function, then the function name, then the parameters which are required. I need to find the sum of a and b. So a and b I am taking as parameters. I have to find the sum, that's why. Then just I wrote return a plus b. It will just return the summation, or if you, it will just add a plus b, it will return it. Like this also you can write, doesn't matter. Or you can also write inside here, you can also write int s equals to a plus b, and then you can write return s. That will also do, but this is in one line I just did it. Okay, in one line also you can do, in two lines also you can do, doesn't matter. Okay, so this was a small function. Now here, this is the main function. Now always remember, any function if you write except the main function, that function should be written before the main function, because the compiler, or yes, the compiler needs to know that the which code is present. Okay, that code needs to be written before this part. This is the coding part, or the function part, that should be written before the main function to the compiler, because the compiler needs to know whenever you are calling, because here that function is not present. Whenever you are calling that function from this main method, that compiler needs to know that which function is there. Okay, that code needs to be before execution, that code needs to be compiled, otherwise how it will get executed. That's why it should be written before main function. Inside the main function, you can see one thing, that inside the main function also int a and b are present. Now my question is both the a and b same? Is both this a and b same? Hope you know these two are not same. Okay, this any variable, okay, any variable, mark my words, any variable inside a function or present in the parameters means here in the parameters of a function, is totally different from any other variable outside the that function, or inside the main method, anywhere. Maybe the name may be same, data type may be same, but the location of the memory is different. Okay, so location is not same, so it will not generate any error. So this a b are totally different from these a and b. Okay, remember this. Now how to create an object? Hope you know that class name, there is no class name, that's why I just wrote that in class name, that here you need to put the class name, then the object name, and then new allocates memory space to the object. Then the new is a keyword. Okay, new allocates memory space to the object ob. Then again class name you need to write, and this is the class name of bracket open, first bracket open close and semicolon, but this class name is called, hope you guessed it, constructor. We will discuss about constructor in later classes, in a few other classes, but remember that this is not actually the class name or the class. The name is same as the class name, but this is actually constructor. Okay, so now again a variable is declared, int s equals to, now ob dot sum, this sum function is called, and this ab 3, 4 is passed to that sum, so it will return sum, that means it will return 3 plus 4, that means it will return 7. So it will return 7, and in the next statement we will just print s, that is 7, as simple as that. So this was an analysis of the functions related things, like what is function and function signature, and an example of a function and how that function needs to be called. Okay, from since main is a static method, public static void main, this is a static method, so from static, if you call any non-static method, this is a non-static method, this sum is non-static, then you need object to call it. Okay, so till then, stay safe, bye bye, we will come up with next video. Thank you everyone.